When you think of a high-end audiophile setup, you usually imagine massive floor-standing towers and thick copper cables dominating your living room. You don't necessarily picture something the size of a table lamp. But Bang & Olufsen is trying to rewrite the rulebook. This is the Beolab 8. The luxury market will tell you it's a lifestyle masterpiece. The marketing materials are filled with buzzwords about ultra-wideband sweet spot tracking and acoustic room mapping. But I've been living with these speakers for a week, and my job is to cut through the marketing. Is this actually a technological marvel that justifies the price of a small car, or is it just a very expensive, very beautiful desk ornament? Today we're putting the spec sheet away. I'm stepping behind the camera to show you what it's actually like to live with, interact with, and listen to the Beolab 8. Let's dive in. Let's start with the physical reality, because the build quality here is staggering. The Beolab 8 weighs a dense 4 kilograms. The main body is a continuous piece of precision milled aluminium. You can pair it with these fabric covers or stunning solid oak lamellas. It rests on a machined aluminium stand that makes it look like a vintage 1940s studio microphone. But here is my first real-world critique. Look at the top interface. It's a beautiful piece of backlit glass that wakes up via a proximity sensor when you walk near it. It looks incredible for the first 10 seconds out of the box, but in everyday life, it is an absolute fingerprint magnet. If you actually use the touch controls to change the volume, you are going to be wiping it down constantly. There's also the setup. As beautiful as the stands are, threading the heavy metal pieces together is surprisingly fiddly. But once it's built and sitting in your lounge, there is no denying it is one of the best looking pieces of tech on the market. So I first just want to test these two as a stereo pair. I'm going to connect them and pair them through the Bang & Olufsen app, which is cool because you can add all of the Bang & Olufsen products and create a whole system. So I'm going to do that with the soundbar just now. First, let's just test these two. When you pull off the wooden grille or this fabric grille, you find a 3-driver system, a 16mm tweeter, a 3-inch mid-range driver, and a 5¼ woofer. Let's be brutally honest about physics. A 5-inch woofer cannot move the same amount of air as a massive home theater subwoofer. But what Bang & Olufsen has done with digital signal processing here is highly impressive. The bass is deep, fast, and incredibly punchy. It doesn't shake the floorboards, but it fills the room with a warmth and authority and completely betrays its small size. That said, if you push the volume to maximum, you can hear the DSP stepping in to throttle the low end so the small driver doesn't blow, which can make the treble sound a little sharp at extreme volumes. But to keep it at 80% or lower, you will hear a vibrant, deeply engaging listen. Now let's talk about the tech, specifically the fluid sweet spot tracking. B&O claims the speaker uses ultra-wideband technology to track your phone, dynamically shifting the audio sweet spot to wherever you are sitting in the room. And that sounds like magic, right? Here's the reality. First, it currently only works if you have an iPhone 11 or newer, so sorry Android users. Second, for the speaker to know where you are, you have to literally keep your phone in your pocket while you walk around your house. So in practice, it's a very cool party trick that I turned off after a day or two. But what's actually useful is the beam width control. If I'm sitting on a couch actively listening to a jazz record, I can set it to narrow mode via the app, which focuses the audio directly at me for razor-sharp stereo imaging. If I have friends over, I just switch to wide mode and it diffuses the sound beautifully across the whole room. That feature alone changes how you use the space. But here's the biggest friction point of the Beolab 8. connectivity. Because it's built on their Mozart streaming platform, it handles Apple AirPlay, Chromecast, Spotify, and Tidal flawlessly over Wi-Fi. But what if you want to use these as TV speakers? Well, there's no HDMI ARC port on the back. So to connect these to a TV natively, you essentially have to own a Bang & Olufsen television or route them through their insanely expensive BU Sound theatre soundbar. If you are a traditional audiophile who wants to plug in standard RCA cables from a turntable, you are forced to use third-party USB-C dongles. You are buying into a heavily guarded walled garden. It works beautifully if you play by B&O's rules, but it strongly resists playing nicely with outside hardware. So let's bring it all together. Who is the Beolab 8 actually for? If your only goal is getting the best possible sound quality per rand, look away. You can buy exceptional, massive, traditional floor-standing speakers for half the price. But that's not what this is for. The Beolab 8 is for the person who wants phenomenal room-filling sound but absolutely refuses to ruin their interior design with ugly black boxes and messy cables. It is a flex of engineering, shrinking a massive audio footprint down to the size of a vase. It has its quirks. The touch panel gets smudged, the tracking tech is a bit of a gimmick, and the closed ecosystem is frustrating. But when you are sitting in your living room, the lights are low and that flawless aluminium chassis is pushing out incredibly rich, detailed audio. It is very hard not to fall in love with it. So that's my honest thoughts about the Beolab 8. I'm Julie, this is E-piphany, and that is my honest thoughts on the Beolab 8s. I'm very interested to see how these pair with the BU Sound Premier. I know they brag about the whole system working together through the Bang & Olufsen app, so I'm excited, and let's go try it out before we end things off. I do one of these every single week, so if you're interested, click that subscribe button, don't forget to like, and I'll see you next week on E-piphany. Bye!
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and join us here. We post new videos every single week. And if you're ready to elevate your own space, every product we review on this channel and we feature here is available at epiphany.com. You can also experience these systems in person by visiting our showrooms in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. I'm Julie, and I'll see you at the next one.